Submission.
BOMAYE, BOMAYE, BOMAYE. BOMAYE, BOMAYE, BOMAYE. I'm the Suplex Assassin. I'm the Suplex Assassin. BOMAYE, BOMAYE, BOMAYE. BOMAYE, BOMAYE, BOMAYE. I'm the Suplex Assassin. I'm the Suplex Assassin. Yeah, Alex Kane put in work. You gon' end up in the dirt. Catch a check up on the first. By the suplexing on the earth. Yeah, Alex Kane put in work. You gon' end up in the dirt. Catch a check up on the first. By the suplexing on the earth.
Yes, sir. It's your boy Keiz Ali. Next to me, I got the player pimp, Mr. Flowers. Shaolin Flowers in the building. And for our very first interview on the Champions Road WrestleCast, we have the Suplex Assassin, the MLW Heavyweight Champion, one bad motherfucker. BOMAYE, BOMAYE, BOMAYE. Alex Kane is in the building. What's going on, man?
Don't forget World next time. World Heavyweight.
World Heavyweight Champion. Keiz
World
Ali.
Heavyweight
Come
Champion.
on, brother. Get it together.
My fault. It's the first time, man. I got a little nervous. Let me shake that off.
It's really great to be your first guest. Like, I've been a lot of first guests, so that's always a dope and cool feeling.
Hey, man, we appreciate it, man. You are a champion. I turned on MLW when I seen you and been watching it ever since, man. So you doing your job as champion by bringing the people
That's
in.
what I like to hear. People watching because they saw me. That's what I like to hear.
That is the truth, man. But let's get rolling into these questions, man. We know the champ got many things to do, so we're gonna get right to it, man. Now, you the heavyweight champion of MLW. Now, MLW is kind of different from other promotions. My favorite thing about it is the draft, man. Can you explain to us real quickly how the draft works and how it feels to be drafted in the second round with King Mo, I think back in 2021?
Yeah, so the draft kind of works like any other draft would. So, like, if you kind of think of MLW as the NFL or whatever, let's say that's the NFL. And the indies are, college and all the other leagues and stuff like that. You have your scouts. I'm a scout. Then you have like the other factions in MLW. They look and see, who's really popping, who fits into their faction, and they make decisions based on that.
Gotcha. Now, you were drafted in the second round with King Mo. I seen your interview, man, but I'm gonna ask you now: how does it feel to be drafted in that second round? And how do you feel how do you compare yourself with the other guys drafted that year?
Well, one, I'm the only one that's still around. So that tells you something. And then also, it was really dope. It was a really, really cool experience. I remember when I got drafted, like I got like a bunch of like, who is this guy? Yada yada yada, stuff like that. But I think in the time that I was drafted, and what I've made of that, being in the second round, which now because somebody kind of fizzled out, they now say that I was drafted in the first round. But that is what that is.
Gotcha.
But I thought that was funny. But it was really, really dope. I mean, whether you're drafted first, being drafted in those first two rounds means that company fucks with you like heavily or whatever, and like they have big plans for you. And because I was able to deliver on every single thing that they gave me, we're here.
Okay, so yeah, in December of 2021, you left American Top Team. You started the BOMAYE Fight Club on your journey to
BOMAYE.
world.
BOMAYE.
Say it right. Get it right.
On your journey to being world heavyweight champion. Can you tell us what sparked the Fight Club, and can you also give us a little insight on what it's like working with a legend like Don King?
So what sparked the Fight Club is heavy research on Muhammad Ali. I was given the homework from Court Bauer, and he was like, "Yo, check this." I mean, I already knew who Muhammad Ali was, like, of course, Muhammad Ali. But I think it was like the third episode of the documentary, and it was the Rumble in the Jungle and the Chin Ali BOMAYE, and me and Court were trying to find like a faction name that wasn't too gimmicky, and also was like easily chantable, and BOMAYE was like money. So like that's really how that came to be, because like MLW is like it's getting back to being heavily faction based, which is what I like. Um, and if you're gonna be pushing this guy as your top star or whatever, like he's gonna need a faction of his own. So have so yeah, that's how it came about. Long story short, how it came about. And then working with Don King has been cool. I'm hoping to work with him a lot more. I mean, he's like 97 years old or something like that.
Oh yeah.
He's an older man. So like he's not able to do like a lot, but I think in like the coming weeks, we'll definitely do some more work together because he did drop the that one video or whatever before the world heavyweight title fight. But I'm still waiting to see what else happens. I think he's promoting a fight right now. Um, I think it's gonna be like next month or something like that. So after he's done with that, we'll be able to do some more work together.
Okay.
But
Got you. Now, you've held the National Openweight and the World Heavyweight. Two of my favorite matches from MLW. But I got to ask, which one was harder to train for and which one was harder to get through? Was it breaking that 600-day streak or was it the 5-way ladder match, man?
it was definitely breaking the 600-day streak because like I went under like a massive like I guess like rebuild with myself. Like I lost like I want to say 20 or 30 pounds, somewhere in that range. I wanted to be leading up to that. I wanted to be in the best shape I possibly could be. Um, and then like preparing for a wrestler like Hammerstone, he's strong as shit. Dude looks like an action figure,
Hell
basically.
yeah.
And he's definitely no slouch. Um, so I had to be on my P's and Q's. I had to be at the best that I possibly could. So yeah, definitely the match with Hammerstone or whatever, because that's the story. Breaking somebody's like 644-day reign is insane. So in order to be that guy, I had to be in the best tip top shape possible.
And you did it beautifully, man. That chokeout was beautiful, man. You seen the light fading from his eyes. I love I love it, man. I love it. I love it.
Gotcha. So yeah, you were successful in defending your title against Willie Mack. You made a statement through a dominating finish. Did his opening strike did that shake your faith, or did you execute in the way that you thought that you would?
It didn't shake my faith. Uh, yeah, I'd say I executed in the way that I wanted to. It definitely threw me for a loop, but like
Hmm.
I keep forgetting that I have a glass jaw. It always slips away. I always think that it's just like steel, but it's not. But I was talking a lot of shit, like a lot of shit. It was one of those fucking out find out moments. Um, I was I was talking shit about how long he was in the business and how long it took him to get here,
Call that man a
and
grimace.
nobody was believe him. Called him grimace. Like I deserved it. I deserved it.
Gotcha. But at the end of the day, he chanted. At the end of the day, he respected you. You know what I mean? Before he got up out that
Yep.
ring.
Yep.
So that's all that really mattered. Now dealing with the championship, man. The MLW World Heavyweight Championship has seen some long title reigns. Like we said, you broke that 640 something day streak. I think Fatu had about an 800 day streak, if I'm not mistaken.
819.
Yep.
819-day streak. So with that on you, I know that's on your mind. Do you plan on being the workhorse champion, or you gonna, you gonna help let Don King pick your matches and pick your fights for you, man?
I mean, if the money's right, I'll fight anybody.
Okay.
I'm looking to get to 1,000 days or more, 1,000 days plus. That is definitely my goal. So I will be the workhorse, and I will also like strategically select matches
Mm.
here and there. The money's just got to be right. At the BOMAYE Fight Club, we don't fight for free.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I definitely understand that, man. Let's get into some personal questions, Sha.
I got you. So my first question was, what inspires you the most when you step inside of the ring?
Man, the definitely the fans. Like
Mm.
when I can hear them chanting "Boomaye" before the music hits, before the entourage gets out there, like that has me ready to run through a wall. And then when I actually step out on stage and they go even crazier, it just goes to another level. You see the pyro, you see the smoke and all that. And I already know how dope it looks from the first time or whatever. So every single time I'm like, yo, this I gotta make this even cooler this time. That's it.
Okay.
But how are you balancing it out? Like the demands of wrestling, then the mental aspect of the sport, and then running the fight club, training up your new fight. Like, how do you balance this all out, man?
I mean, from what we can see, I do a very good job of
A
it.
damn good job.
Damn good job.
It's just like remembering to like take time for yourself. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah,
Take
that's
time
fair.
for yourself. And like everybody in the fight club understands that or whatever. We all have our lives. We all have things we're going through. And sometimes not sometimes we lean on each other. In some of those tough times. And I think that camaraderie, that family atmosphere that I try to foster and I try to create, I feel like that helps a lot in balancing everything.
Gotcha.
Sure. What do you think is the most profound lesson that you've learned about life through your experiences in the ring, or just in wrestling? Just being in wrestling in general.
I think the most profound lesson is like, it was my what is it, senior will and testament thing or whatever. Like, hard work really does pay off. It may not pay off when you want it to, and it may not pay off when you think it should. But if you stick at it long enough, and you deliver, it'll definitely pay off. And that's one thing that I try to hold in my mind all the time.
Gotcha. Now look, man, we know that you're the champion, the world heavyweight champion. World heavyweight champion. But when you're outside the gym, when you tuck the championship away in the bag nice and neatly, and you wind down, what are you doing, man? What kind of hobbies? Like, what's your pastime? What you got going on outside of the ring?
My hobby used to be video games, but lately my Xbox does not see much of that time. Most of the time it's used watching various TV series with my wife. We just got done watching the show on Hulu called Creamery, and like all the men die off from some like disease or whatever, and then like a man, they end up having like a bunch of men in like these uh this like lab thing or whatever, where this is kind of vulgar, but they're essentially just like milking them for their food. It's insane. But yeah, it is. It was quite insane. And then like another favorite of ours is Married at First Sight. That entire process is crazy. Why anybody would want to do that to themselves? But it is entertaining. It is very entertaining.
Yeah, for sure.
Got Heels. What about Heels? That's a wrestler show.
I don't play stars. I'm clicking stars. But like from what I've seen about Heels, I mean, like it's cool. I wish like some of like the indie promotions that we have out here in the States looked like some of the stages and some of the arenas that they wrestle in. But like, I mean, I think it's cool. It's given like a lot of my friends that have like done like extra work for them, like the time to like be on the silver screen and stuff like that. But I also from what I've seen, it kind of makes the business look a little bit like a joke, just a little bit.
I get why you say that. I really just like went through it, binged it not too long ago, so I can definitely understand why you say that. You got any more questions for him, Shy?
I got one more question I was thinking about earlier this week. Historically, like professional wrestling hasn't really been kind to its black performers, just kind of overall. So I just wanted to ask you what advice that you would have, or what advice would you give to any aspiring wrestlers of color that may want to come into this industry?
The very biggest thing, the thing that helped me is surrounding yourself with people who want to see you win, no matter what color they are or whatever. But like surround yourself with people who want to see you win. Like I have Shug D, I have O'Shea Edwards, I have Mr. Thomas, I have Don King, I'm still in contact with King Mo. I've surrounded myself with a lot of people who, want to see me succeed. So that's probably the biggest thing. Another thing is get you some wrestling aunties, dog. Like when I first started, like I had like a bunch of like little wrestling aunties or whatever, that'll pick you up when you're feeling down.
Mm.
And that'll share your stuff and that'll help promote you and stuff like that. Uh, Work on like don't think so much about the moves that you're gonna do in the ring because we always say in this business that moves don't matter and they don't. Um, Try to develop a character that you haven't seen in professional wrestling before. Like there can be like little callbacks and stuff like that. Obviously, I get Kurt Angle, I get Big E, I get Taz or whatever. Like there can be some similarities there, but try to find something that's new and different that nobody else is doing. And don't look inside of wrestling to find that. Look outside of wrestling. Movies, TV shows,
Mm.
video games, like all the other kinds of media that you see out there. Because like majority of the time, that's what works best. Look at Tony Storm right now. Yeah, I've never seen this Marilyn Monroe type deal or whatever, and we better get the damn air vent in the entrance.
We need that.
Seth Rollins. Again, haven't seen anything like Seth Rollins. The
That's
man
fair.
literally kind of looks like a drag queen a little bit. Not gonna lie, or whatever, and that's cool. Like just try to be different. Um, Try to be different, as different as possible. And also get custom theme music because this whole wave of people using music on YouTube, off of YouTube, that ain't got nothing to do with their character and got nothing to do with their gimmick. It just sounds cool.
Mm.
Is not the way. Get some custom theme music and don't be cheap about it. Get some good theme music. 'Cause I've heard some pretty whack tracks in my time. So
That's
definitely,
true.
like, invest in yourself. Because like the first 2 years, 2 or 3 years of my career, I was over for the majority of that or whatever. Minus the wrestling because I have my own theme music and it slapped. Like I would get comments on that all the time. That people would be singing
That's
it back to me all the time. So yeah, that's my advice.
Okay,
Got you.
for sure.
Look, man, we appreciate your time, but before you
Absolutely.
go, we have a little mini game that we want to play with you, man. It's called BOMAYE, BOMAYE, BOMAYE. All right. And the point of this game is we give you 3 choices. You select the first answer that comes to your head and say why real quickly. You cool with that before you go?
I'm all right with that. Especially because you called the Boomaye Boomaye Boomaye.
All right, my man, my man, my man. We talked on Instagram, but I'm gonna need that I'm gonna need the jacket.
I need you to send me that background. I need you to send me that background as soon as we get off here or tomorrow, whichever one works.
Got you.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Got you.
Like,
Hey,
really,
man. And before we let you go, when you get the jackets, I'm gonna be the first person to order the jackets.
So-
the fight jackets are amazing.
Here's the thing about the jackets. It would be, I've looked into it. It would be extremely expensive or whatever. And I mean, like, yes, Don King has supported me, but is Don King going to be sending me money like that? Not really. Is he going to pay for these fights? Yes. Is he going to be sending me money? No. That is what that is. So to do it myself, it would be asinine expensive. So it would have to be like some pre-order shit where people would have to commit to, some shit or whatever for me to order those damn jackets.
But just know you got one. You got one pre-order ready to go.
Yeah, so I want one ready to go. There was a fan who made his own jacket. He figured he went through all the things to figure all that shit out or whatever. Kudos to him. His name's Steven Garcia. He's at all the MLW shows. So he figured that shit out. Or whatever. But,
Got you. All right, let's get rolling into the game. And like I said, we got a few questions for you. The first one is pick a faction. Pick a faction, all right? Roman Reigns' bloodline, Finn Balor's Bullet Club, or Farouk's Nation of Domination?
It is the Bloodline all day, every day, twice on Sunday. That man with that group has changed the game, changed the industry, and elevated everybody around him.
Gotcha. All right. Now, this is more of a personal question. It's like a group chat question. We've talked about this a lot in our own group chat. So we need somebody to select the answer for us. What's your favorite cage for cage matches? Is it the black cage? Is it the original blue bar steel cage? Or is it the standard cage they're using now?
The standard cage they're using now.
The blue cage is my favorite, man. I love the blue cage. Next question, man. It's a TLC match. What's your go-to weapon for the finish? Table, ladder, or chair? And how are you going to do it?
Table, definitely table, some kind of suplex off the top. Not a standard superplex, but some kind of other suplex off the top. Probably an exploder.
That'll look amazing. All right, man. Last question. You're the Suplex Assassin, but would you rather take a suplex from Taz, Brock Lesnar, or Kurt Angle?
Kurt Angle. German suplex. The one where he releases and you just land on your stomach.
Yeah, that's good. Good answer. Good answer.
Well, guys, we have the MLW World Heavyweight Champion Alex Kane here today. Make sure you lock in the MLW and check out everything that he has. Subscribe to his YouTube channel. Follow him on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, everywhere you can. Buy the merch. If you can make the matches, support this man because he's one of our champions and the first champion on Champions Row, man. We thank you so much for your time. We thank you so much for everything that you're doing to the sport right now, for the sport right now. Like I said, man, the first time I turned it on, I saw you. I've been locked in ever since. If I miss it, I go back and watch it. Hey, man, keep up the great work, and I hope and pray you have the longest MLW World Heavyweight Championship ever, man. Shaolin, any last words?
I got no last words, man. Thank you so much for your time. We definitely do appreciate it for coming through, hanging out with us, answering our questions, just taking time out of your day. We definitely do appreciate it.
Thank you. Make sure you guys watch MLW Fusion next week for the Alex Kane press conference because Alex Kane press conferences are always fun and exciting.
All right,
we'll
do.
do it.
All right, man. See you guys later, and we out.
Peace.